All right.
Sound great. And go.
Hey there, this is Big Al and Strumstrike streaming some League of Legends. We got SMSU versus CUNE. And what do you think about the draft here, Strumstrike?
SMSU's team is heavily built around protecting Sivir. If Sivir is gone, their team will fall apart. They need Sivir to get ahead. Versus the heavy pick weird comp from CUNE.
Yeah, we're seeing what I think is a Pyke mid here, which hasn't been popular for quite a while.
They nerfed his mid lane so much.
Oh,
that
yeah, they gutted it.
They tried to make him only viable in support.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's a Kai'Sa mid.
Oh, wait, it's a Kai'Sa mid?
Yeah, Kai'Sa mid meta is making a comeback with some of the more recent buffs. They've buffed her plasma. Even though they've tried to nerf AP Kai'Sa, they accidentally buffed it in other ways by reducing cooldowns.
I remember when Faker played that quite a bit in solo queue. There was a while. I saw it in like every one of my games. It was ridiculous. She just one-shot you from halfway across the map over and over.
It's the W. Once it gets upgraded, it's absolutely filthy.
It's like a 70% cooldown reduction each time you hit a champ. It's insane.
And then if she hits you with 2 of those, she gets her plasma. If she's doing AP, she's doing like 50 to 60 max health.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. But this game against 3 tanks, we'll see if that does as much damage as it's supposed to. Or Jarvan's a bruiser, but I guess it depends on how you build him.
Yeah, but they really do need to protect Sivir. If Sivir gets nailed by too many of those plasma, their team fight's going to fall apart really quickly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, getting into the game here. We see Kai'Sa with Barrier against the Swain. Swain with Ignite. Sivir takes Ghost, which is kind of interesting.
Ghost definitely is an interesting pick. I think that they're looking to chase down the enemies. Ghost is also good for running away, but it will not help to run away from that Mordekaiser ult.
True. Hopefully we see a QSS come out from the Sivir to protect against Ashe ult, a Mumu engage, Mordekaiser ult, even Pyke stun.
This team is just, if Sivir gets hit by CC, she won't be moving ever again.
But if she can spell shield it, then maybe she won't get hit by CC. Here's hoping to reaction time.
CUNE tried to do a little bit of an invade, but Sivir poke from Vision made them have to back off.
Yeah, nothing blown. Pretty uneventful early game here. Uneventful level 1.
SMSU does have a ward on the enemy's red buff. They see that there's no one there, which means that they can already start tracking where the jungler is going to be.
It looks like Amumu is going to be coming topside after either a full clear or a 3, 4, or 5 camp clear. Amumu typically full clears, so hopefully the Scion is aware of that.
Kai'Sa with first strike, that is definitely an interesting. Off of that, you can tell she's going full AP, trying to hit people from as far away as possible.
And Kai'Sa's early game trading is surprisingly good for such a strong scaling pick because she actually maxes her Q first, even though she's going AP. I think. Maybe that's not the case
because
this game.
her Q also does scale with AP, just a lot less. Her trades are only going to be severely strong if she can catch Swain without standing behind any of his minions.
It's like level 2 fight going on in the bot lane. Pyke gets real low. No sums blown. And Pyke's gonna regen all of that HP back. Not gets hooked. Sivir goes for an poke on Ashe. Ooh, gets the double Q. Ashe is looking kind of low.
Overall, just a slow start.
What do you think about this jungle matchup? How do you think this will play out?
I'm not the most educated on junglers. I do know that once Amumu gets on someone, he doesn't really get off. Jarvan, if Jarvan whiffs his combo, it's pretty much over. If Amumu whiffs his bandage toss, he has another one coming right up.
True.
But I don't think Amumu can fight Jarvan early.
No, definitely not. Jarvan gets spotted on the top side. Looks like he's going to be able to secure that Scuttle Crab and maybe look for a gank top lane. Nope, he knows it's warded.
Honestly, I don't even think ganking top lane is worth it. Scion,
I don't
at
think
all
so
stages
either.
of the game, will not win against Mordekaiser. Once Mordekaiser gets those 3 hits, it's a max health ring around him.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Jarvan's going to go for a double Scuttle on the Amumu. Pretty free. Amumu's early game is rough. Not a lot of action here in this early game. I think both teams are looking to scale. Kaisa on CUNE, Sivir on SMSU. Both very strong scaling picks.
Jarvan going for a slide invade, trying to get vision in Amumu's jungle. Wasn't spotted.
Wow. Ooh, a hook comes. Oh. It's like
Swain's pushed up. We're about to see a gank happen. Swain will probably have to blow his flash in order to get out of this one.
Amumu hits the Q.
That next Q is going to come right up.
Oh, from downtown. Flash right into that Q. Very unfortunate.
Swain, yeah, it's unfortunate. Once Amumu lands that first bandage toss, there's nothing you can do to get away from that second one. And Swain also blew his flash trying to escape from that.
Yeah, you definitely have to flash to the side in that situation or reactively to the second Amumu Q. Because it has a lot of range. Pretty uneventful game still.
Pike in the bush, as pikes do.
Ooh, hook
Pike
goes
gets
onto the
caught
pike.
out, but Sivir is less than half health. She can't deal with a long extended fight, and Pike knows that, so he's going in for a second hook.
Jarvan's bot side though. Could probably turn it if he got off his Krugs. Nope, he's just gonna take it back. Surprised we don't see a bot lane reset here. Ooh,
That's
yeah.
looking like it's going to be a death.
And
in the
that's,
bot lane.
yeah. Looking at the farm numbers across the board, seems like CUNE is at a slight advantage in kills and farm. About 1.5k gold over SMSU. Although Jarvan has been able to counter jungle the Amumu quite a bit due to the matchup. Still though, there's not a ton happening.
It's not. It's definitely a slow game. They're trying to farm this one out.
Definitely methodical. Methodical game from both teams.
It's all good. We're not English majors here.
I know, I'm definitely not.
Amumu might be looking around Dragon, dropped a pink ward, and decided to proceed back into his jungle to clear his Gromp. But with his bot lane having reset, he has no pressure to accomplish it.
Mid lane is just a farm fest right now.
That's pretty much what Kaisa wants to do. Unless she gets ganks, farming is probably what she does best until she gets her mythic. She needs an upgraded Q in order to one-shot someone even as AP.
I'm surprised there aren't more Jarvan ganks going mid lane against the Kaisa.
The wave's just not in a good position. Jarvan has to get behind his enemy, especially pre-6. He is 6 now, which means he could get something. And Kaisa does not have flash, which means that gank should be a lot easier.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Jarvan can just lane gank with the flash pretty easy, especially if Kaisa doesn't have it.
Looks like Kaisa's roaming bot.
Going for the drag.
Yeah. With no pressure from the lanes, that dragon is free. Jarvan's trying to trade it with Herald, though.
Ooh.
How that pike missed, I don't know.
I think he expected Nautilus to move around when he was clearing the ward, but he just stood still.
Nautilus has a huge hitbox. There is.
True. Looks like Jarvan is going to continue counter jungling the Amumu. Or maybe just establish vision here. We'll see. He has a, well, he couldn't establish vision. He has a Rift Herald. But
I mean, another way you can establish just an idea where the jungler is checking on their buff timers and camps. If their camps are missing, if their buff especially is missing, they're probably no longer topside.
looks like Kaisa sees the gank.
It's tough with the position of the wave. It's a tough area for Jarvan to gank.
True.
Especially Kaisa has her flash back up, which means even if he ults her, she can just flash right out of it.
Yeah, true. I think Jarvan should still go for a gank when she has flash. Just to get her flash out of her and then repeat gank. But it's risky when Amumu's right there because I think I think they can turn that 2v2. But I do think Swain Jarvan wins against Kaisa Amumu in a 2v2.
The thing is, Jarvan really needs to get the Sivir head. Sivir's struggling to get out of anything, and since their whole comp is based around her scaling and them protecting her, she's not doing so hot here.
She has a farm lead on the Ashe, but Ashe does have the kill to compensate. Does that Sivir skin, is that like a doily, like a dolly? Is that what they're called?
That's Sivir.
Is that what that is?
What?
And it's a plate with cups on it.
That's the Cafe Cutie.
Oh,
skin.
she's like a waitress.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
She's a maid.
That makes sense.
Looks like Amumu's going in for the gank, and it is unlikely that Sion's going to get out.
Yeah, even if Amumu blows absolutely everything on him, he just ults out, I'm pretty sure.
Not ulting, that was interesting.
Well, I think Sion just ults out unless they position in front of the Sion. Looks like a gank on the bot lane. Flash out from Ashe. Dash out from Pyke. Yeah, we might be looking at a Rift Herald here, or a repeat gank.
Amumu counter jungling the Jarvan now, getting revenge for that early.
Looks like he's just going to take it back.
Fight breaking out in the bot lane.
Ooh.
And the Pyke.
Oh, Pyke misses the ult on the Nautilus and he's able to get away. Just barely.
Sometimes the hard part about judging an execute ult is that shield. Nautilus put up his shield at just the right moment.
Oh, no. Pyke execute goes through shields.
It does?
Yeah. That looked like it should have killed him, though.
Yeah, it definitely
Like, I don't know
did.
if I'm trolling. Like, he looked like he was, like, 1 HP. Or not 1 HP, but you know what I mean.
It definitely looked low enough for a Pyke ult, but...
Yeah. Even with the 2 deaths on the Sivir, she's still keeping up with Ashe Farm, which I think is important. She's actually ahead.
Kaisa staying just out of Swain's range.
Surprised there's not more ganks going mid. Actually, speaking of which, this might be a gank going mid, right? Oh, Rift Herald.
Herald was probably running out. They had to drop it somewhere.
I think this is a good play since bot lane the enemy bot lane just back. They can't do anything. Pyke's running mid though. Bot lane's getting prio because they know jungle's not going to be
just
there.
about to come back up. Swain might be looking.
Ooh, the Ashe ult gets on
And-
Darkus. Looks like Kai'Sa's going to go hard for that.
Good night, Swain.
And the Pike ult comes out. Flash out of the Pike hook. That's pretty clean for CUNE. Excellent Ashe ult.
Yeah, the Ashe ult from the bot lane,
Like
that's
right on the half health Swain.
the miracle arrow of justice.
Yeah.
Looks like both bot laners are going the same build path. They both want to get Kraken Slayer for that extra true damage.
I think. Yeah, definitely. I don't think either of those champs build Gale Force. I don't think they need it.
Yeah, Ashe has never needed mobility with the amount of slows that she has.
And
And-
Ashe takes approach velocity, which is excellent to catch up to people with.
And then Sivir just, her
Ooh.
ult gives her enough movement speed. She doesn't need it.
Yeah. Mumu doesn't go for the Q on the J4. Looks like a Pike hook. That looks like a dead Nautilus. Unfortunate. Oh, that's a dead... Oh, Flash comes out of Sivir.
Good flash by
Oh.
Sivir, but
Oh.
they are hunting for the Sivir. They want her bad.
Oh, Pike gets out with a sliver of HP. Amumu goes back in on the Swain. Swain gets a nice E on the Amumu. Gets the kill on the Amumu. J4 goes on the Ashe. Picks up a kill on the Ashe. Looks like Pike's going to get out.
It's always hard to catch a Pike. If you don't blow him up, he just walks away.
And while all that's happening...
Just farming in the top lane.
Surprised I don't see like a Scion ult to the dragon or something like that. Maybe Scion wants to prioritize farm. Nice kill on the Pike from Pajamas. They're going to keep it going.
Oh,
Flash comes out from Kai'Sa.
that was super close. If Kai'Sa decided to stand there and auto him one more time, we would have saw Jarvan.
Oh,
goodbye.
Brandon misses. I mean, Fearful Shadow 67 misses the hook.
I'm surprised Mordekaiser isn't just all-inning the Scion. With Rift Makers, there's nothing that Scion could do there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Kai'Sa W onto the Swain in the bush. I did not see that coming.
Kai'Sa snipes.
Looks like Ashe might be dead here. Oh, unless she turns it around. She's a level up on Sivir. That must be why. Oh, Fearful Shadow hits the hook. Looks like he's dead to the Amumu, though. I would assume. Might be saving it for a Pike execute. Unfortunate.
Definitely a tough game for SMSU.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully the Scion starts coming online soon and joins these fights. I think in solo queue, you can definitely afford to island top lane and farm, but in a coordinated game like this, I'm not sure if that's the play.
The good thing about having a Pike on the enemy team, especially late game, is all the gold that he's taking, he ends up giving right back, because you can't have someone that's squishy that goes in the fight. He's going to get blown up late game.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they're playing 3 bruiser tanks against a Pike, which is very good for them. Nautilus gets hooked. Keys back to tower. Red team secures the Rift Herald.
They're probably going to drop this mid, claim this turret.
Most definitely.
Opens up the map and allows them to pressure more objectives easier.
Look like J4 is going to respond to the... Mumu Q just goes wide. Looks like they'll let that turret go. Unfortunate.
Pike going mid, hoping to pick up a kill.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen more Pike roams this game. He's kind of just been sitting bot lane, to
Yeah,
be
the thing
honest.
is, he hasn't really needed to roam. You only roam as Pike if you see that your neighboring lane is struggling. But Kai'Sa's had the run.
I
of that
disagree.
lane.
I think Pike is much more powerful roaming on a lane that's ahead to get the enemy more behind. Especially if your bot lane can just... I think Ashe can easily just... Well,
The
maybe not
issue is
against a
if-
Nautilus.
Yeah, if Nautilus gets on top of Ashe, then she's not going to be walking.
True, that is pretty spooky. I guess Pike has to stay to peel, but that still feels bad because the whole point of the Pike pick is to roam, right?
Yeah, Pike is definitely a roaming champion, but he's doing better sitting in the bot lane.
Yeah. They do pick up 2 kills, SMSU does on the, Oh, and Pike making a... Oh. Surprised he got that Nautilus. I thought that guy was just dead. Scion's definitely starting to catch up on farm with this Mordekaiser. Although he doesn't have his mythic yet, which means I don't think he can ever win a fight. Looks like he's backing for the mythic.
I don't even think with mythic he can win a fight.
Oh.
Riftmaker's true damage eats through armor.
This is gonna sound dumb, but I think if Scion outplays the like if he dodges Mord Qs, then I think he definitely wins the fight with Sunfire. But that's not particularly easy to do.
Mordekaiser picked up Merc Treads, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I'm not
so sure. I'm not too sure about those ones.
Well, I'm not sure actually. I think Merc Treads are like I think it's kind of a 50-50. I think because Sivir is behind, I don't think there's a reason to pick up Ninja Tabbies. Even though most of SMSU's power is in Sivir. I think the Merc Treads are specifically for the Scion matchup since he is turtling. Ooh, Pike gets a good execute on Darkus. Hooks the chicken. Now it looks like they're going to back up. Scion going on the Ashe. Just barely goes wide. Hits her with the damage, though. Ooh, nice flash from Scion. Looks like a hook on the Pike. Death passive is going to go off. Can't catch the Ashe, though. Too slow. J4 goes on the Ashe. Ults it. Ashe doesn't have flash. This should be a kill on her. Nice hook on the Pike. Not sure if they can continue this, though. Amumu's here. This looks like this is a dead Jarvan. Unfortunate. Sivir goes to catch the top wave. And that's going to be CUNE's second dragon. Whew. That doesn't do nearly as much damage as it used to.
She only has one item. Well, she has 2 items.
Yeah, that used to be like her power spike. Like one of her big power spikes.
Oh.
Oh my lord. I spoke too soon.
It's the second one that hurts the most.
Yeah, I know. I think I spoke a little too soon there for sure. Looks like Ashe ult goes wide on the Sivir in the top lane. Umbral Glaive is going to pop. Pike looks for a pick on the Sivir. Doesn't look like he'll find it. Sits in the bush. Looks like Nautilus is going to respond to this Pike gank. Pike hits the Q. Hail of Blades triggers Ignite. Ult. Flashes the ult. Nautilus is there to peel the Sivir off of a potential dive or catch the wave if she takes a recall. Looks like Kais is just slamming Jarvan with those Ws. Oh, there was another one.
Yeah, she's landing these Qs.
Another one. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another one.
She makes an
Looks
obvious
like Pike gets
voice line when she lands one.
Okay. Looks like some action. Kaisa gets ulted. I think that's a dead Kaisa. She does have flash though. Flash out of the Jarvan ult. Now she's gonna look to damage from range. Amumu goes down. This looks like a one fight for SMSU, and it looks like CUNE is gonna back off of that. Oh!
Kaisa snipe.
From downtown. My god, this Kaisa is going insane. I was definitely questioning the Kaisa mid pick at first.
Kaisa mid with first strike is disgusting, and it just helps her snowball even faster.
Mm-hmm. It's like Pike comes in. Gets a hook on the Swain. Gets a stun. That's a dead Swain. Oh! Misses the ult. Swain gets out. 3 kills for SMSU. Big play. Pyke missing that ult there was absolutely crucial because he could have reset.
And then a free turret for Scion.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing they can't do is let Scion stay in these side lanes without anyone fighting him. Otherwise, he'll be in their base before they know it.
Scion's doing what Scion loves to do right now. Just farm. Kaisa W goes wide. Scion's going for the wave. Runs away from the Kaisa. Ults out.
I
Looks
think
like
the ult
Scion's
is what
gonna-
makes Scion so good at split pushing.
Oh,
'cause
for sure.
even when he's low, he can just run away.
Mm-hmm. And we see the Phage on the Scion, so I'm assuming this is a hull breaker Scion.
More than likely, it's one of the better items for him.
Ooh, Ashelt comes out. Looks like Darkus is dead here. Zanyas comes out. He's healing.
He's not healing enough.
I don't think so. And Darkus goes down.
Although Pyke ult is down since he ulted wrong.
Ooh, looks like Not's dead, but maybe Sivir can clean. No, looks like Sivir's dead as well.
They're just getting
Same with
cooked alive in
Jarvan.
that more
Oh, Jarvan
aggressive-
misses the EQ on. I hate when that happens. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
And they're just gonna go claim Baron right now. There's no one to stop them other than Scion, and
Most
he can't
definitely.
do anything.
I don't know. Maybe he can. Scion Q does a ton of extra damage to monsters for no reason. But it doesn't look like he's going to go for it, so. Ash goes Bloodthirster second. Do you see that?
Yeah, Bloodthirster is definitely not one of my personal favorite items to go as an ADC, but I
No.
understand why she's going it.
I don't think Bloodthirster second is ever very good. Primarily because it's 3,600 gold. It's the same gold cost as a Rabadon's death cap. I think it's okay to round out your build as an ADC, but honestly, you have Legend Bloodline for that.
I think she's desperate for some sort of sustain in this fight, because that's the only thing that's been keeping her alive recently.
I suppose. She
Pyke
might
missing the ult.
pajamas with the Zanyas. Looks like he's going to EQ out of there.
The Kaisa snipe again.
Sivir picks up a kill on the Amumu. Looks like her SMSU is going to keep going. Looks like Sign can maybe get something. Maybe. Doesn't see it. Well, the Pyke! Nautilus hook lands on the Pyke. Pyke, you are not supposed to be there right now, brother. You are not supposed...
Pyke thought SMSU was way deeper than what they were.
Yeah.
That's
It looks like-
dangerous dragon by SMSU. Kaisa will be poking them all day and
Oh,
night.
God. Yeah, that is a dangerous dragon.
They're not able to take objectives with Kaisa alive, because if they start it, it's just the shooting gallery. Swain is
Oh,
gone.
my God. And it looks like CUNE is going to snag the drag.
Kaisa mid is online, and her target is everything inside.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That guy's going bonkers.
Perfect game for the Kaisa so far as well.
Mm-hmm.
SMSU has to kill this Kaisa.
Oh,
Nautilus about to-
another one.
If Kaisa lands this last snipe, then Nautilus will go down. Nautilus
Whoa!
goes down.
What? Holy, that was an insane shot. That was a crazy shot.
Who needs a sniper like Caitlyn when you have this Kaisa out here?
Somebody tell LCK about this guy. Jesus.
Scion once again running away while he's screaming cowards.
Kaisa does get shut down though by I think it was the Jarvan, right?
Yes, the Jarvan got it, and that allowed some pressure to be released from this map, but Scion's still not in a lane that he's enjoying.
No, looks like Amumu's gonna come in. I don't think Amumu can do too much besides maybe pressure the tower. Looks like Sign wants to wave clear here. E goes wide. Q. Yeah, I don't see how they're killing that guy right next to the tower. Especially with Hullbreaker and Sunfire. There's no way.
And the longer this game goes on, the harder he's going to be to kill.
Oh, yeah. Especially if Sign is farming good. Absolute menace late game.
Yeah, despite being into a tough matchup, he is farming very, very well.
Yeah. Not much happening right now.
Both teams is trying to establish
It's like
vision.
Scion's pushing up. Looks like Pike might try to go on the Scion with the Mordekaiser. SMSU's grouping in the mid lane. With the Scion on the side lane. Scion does have the ult up though. So I don't really see how that would work top lane. Pike lands a hook on the Nautilus. They can't do much about it though. Oh,
Sivir,
that is a dead... Okay. Sivir flashes away, right? Yep, Sivir flashes and ghosts away. Sivir's continuing the fight. Kai'Sa's peppering.
Oh, the Pike ults coming out are
Oh
disgusting.
my lord. Guardian Angel won't save you now, Jarvan. Unfortunate.
Definitely a tough game. Once Pike starts getting his resets off.
12, 4, and 7. What a score. Looks like Sion's going to be going to mid lane to prevent an inhib being taken. In response, I believe Mordekaiser will be able to take the top tier 1. Sion just walks into them. Oh, that's a dead... Oh, that is a dead Sion. My goodness, that Kai'Sa does a lot of percent max health damage. And Pike establishing extremely dominant vision control this game with Umbral Glaive. 80 vision score at 30 minutes is very solid.
Did you know that as a player on the opposite team, you can tell if Pike landed his reset or not? His character animation will glow.
Oh yeah,
He'll glow.
Don't his eyes glow?
His eyes glow, and it leaves a very obvious trail when he moves. If they're not glowing, then his ult just did not work. A lot of people, they don't pay attention to that, and they're still scared of him after he's ulted once.
Yeah. Ooh, looks like a hook goes on to the Jarvan. That's a dead Nautilus, I think.
Nautilus trying to peel for
Boom.
Sivir, but
That's a third of the Nautilus's health in one Kai'Sa W. Pajamas gets mortaled. Darkus is going to have to leave the fight in an attempt to save the inhibitor after the soul is taken. Unless there's a miracle steal with the Swain W. Doesn't look like he's going to go for it, though. Or he did, but... Pike hook goes wide. Hopefully Horse and Darkus are able to save this inhibitor, but it's looking a little bit grim. Swainy lands on the Kai'Sa. Pike Q... Oh, the double hook. And that's a dead Scion.
that Kai'Sa passive is hitting so hard right now.
Yeah, and Scion ult's not going to be able to do much, unfortunately. Not Scion passive. Is that what I said?
You said Scion ult, but that's
Oh.
it's all right.
I
Neither were going to
I
be
meant
useful
Scion.
there.
Yeah, true. True.
And they're going to go for their second Baron.
This is looking very grim for SMSU. With an Ocean Soul going on to the Amumu and Mordekaiser. They are not going to die.
Kai'Sa preventing
Ashe
SMSU
ult goes
from
wide.
approaching.
It's like, yeah, they're just going to go back on the Baron.
Kaisa's starting. Kaisa has her death cap now.
And her void staff. I think the void staff is the most important thing here against the Nautilus, Jarvan, Scion. That guy is going to do an insane amount of damage. It is going to be unreal.
Ash is finishing out her build with a Zeal item. I'm assuming it's going to be Runaan's, but it's either that or a Phantom Dancer.
Yeah, it's definitely either that or Phantom Dancer. I think it's more meta for Ash to go Phantom Dancer nowadays, though. I don't think Runaan's is a very good item. Unless you're playing like some very specific champions.
Twitch and Callista, pretty much.
Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw too. Kog'Maw builds it really well.
I think it's funny Kog'Maw doesn't even build a mythic until his last item. Holy. Jarvan gets an engage onto the Kaisa. That's looking like... Oh, Kaisa down. Amumu big ult. Amumu dies. Flash hook lands on the Ashe. What a play from Fearful
SMSU.
Shadow. Excellent fight for SMSU. Looks like they'll be able to push mid tier 2. And Scion gets a split push on the bot tier 2.
With a Scion in the bot lane, Mordekaiser cannot turn to respond mid. So that should be a free tower for SMSU. Pyke can't defend.
The Rylai's Crystal Scepter putting in work against the Scion. E goes wide. Looks like Scion might join that mid push. Still have about 20 seconds. That should be an inhibitor for SMSU, even through the Baron minions.
It's crazy. SMSU lost the Baron, they lost the Soul, but they took the first inhibitor.
That is crazy. I think CUNE had a bad play getting picked mid like that, though, which led to the inhibitor, which could totally swing the game in SMSU's favor, especially with the Elder Dragon coming up in 2:30. It's more like 2 minutes now, but...
Yeah, they're feeding SMSU the gold they need to get back into the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Jarvan, I don't think gets out of this one.
Oh,
they don't have the damage to kill him.
Looks like Pyke's starting to reach his fall-off point.
That is the one big problem about Pyke. He does fall off pretty hard.
Oh, extremely hard.
Once he can no longer one-shot someone, he's pretty much useless. But Sivir...
Oh, Pyke goes for the steal on the red buff. Does miss it, though. So they're pressuring the mid lane with the Kaisa. Poke, 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 poke.
That's what Kaisa mid's real good for, poking off screen.
True.
They're responding to the Scion up top.
Looks like Scion will get it. I think Scion gets the turret here, but does die for it. Unless he can turn it around.
He has to get that Pyke from in front of him, otherwise he's not leaving.
There's no way he kills the Pyke.
Dash.
Yeah, it's a dead Scion. Nothing comes from the passive, unfortunate. Maybe the wave? Grass proc.
Scion needed to be up for like another 15 seconds. He should have been pushing that once Elder was getting ready to spawn. He would have got a lot more out of it.
I think either that or actually joining the fight. I think that might have been more profitable.
Does need this front line in order to...
Oh!
Hook
comes out on the Amumu.
His health got destroyed by that Kaisa W, and he's almost gone. Ash Arrow almost taking him out. Pyke
looking like a Pyke reset. No. Darkus gets picked. Jarvan's looking for a base on Vision. Ash flashes to cancel the back. They're hungry. They're hunting. They want him.
Jarvan going for the ward there was interesting.
Yeah. It looks like the Jarvan is going to fall to the Mordekaiser. That should be an Elder Dragon for CUNE.
SMSU, Elder's a good way to close out a game. Makes a team fight heavily in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
Scion going for the base split push, but I don't think he did it in time. They're basing to stop him.
He will try his hardest, though.
Although it is Ash Pike, that base.
Oh, Sion doesn't care. He wants that tower. He wants it. Pike ult misses, but Sion passive will pick up the tower. Chunk out the...
Was that an Ash arrow that we just saw come out? To stun the Scion? She ulted for that.
Apparently. Not completely necessary, but Sion does take the inhibitor tower.
Inhibitor tower and an Ash ult is definitely worth.
I don't think so. Not when Baron is coming up. That Baron closes out the game for CUNE.
The issue, I don't think SMSU could even compete for Baron when they have Elder.
And it looks like CUNE just gets the Baron uncontested, unfortunately. Maybe we see a Swain W. Not quite enough. That was a very close Swain W.
This Amumu, the one thing that I can't say, despite he's only having dominance in this game because SMSU's lanes have fallen off. He's been smiting late this entire game, around 500. Like, he's asking for his stuff to be stolen.
Yeah. He did play the early game very well, though.
Avoiding Jarvan was definitely the way to play that early.
And now he's caught up on farm with the Jarvan. It's not really relevant, but...
SMSU needs to fall back to stop this push.
I don't know if there's anything they can do about it, though, unfortunately. Sever has Guardian Angel now.
Their Elder should be running out soon.
I don't know if that'll help. Maybe, actually, it probably will help, to be honest.
Because Amumu's a mile away from this fight. Kaisa poke landing.
Pew! One more W on that Scion and he's dead. But it looks like he's going to back up. There's nothing SMSU can do about that.
Why they're staying, they can't end. They should...
Well, what else can they do?
They're trying desperately to end mid. If what they should do is go grab that bot tower.
No, I disagree. I think they can absolutely end mid here when SMSU makes a single mistake. But
they're out of position. They are falling apart. They should have went bot. They should have taken that turret. They're losing this fight. SMSU takes the end fight at their base. They were at their doorstep.
Wow. I'm amazed SMSU cleans that up, but their dive is just too strong against the Poke Kaisa, who isn't able to do much against that.
The thing is, if you're going to try to end and you're unable to end mid within 30 seconds, you need to pressure another lane. You have to get that added pressure from
I'm
the
just
minions.
surprised. I'm surprised they didn't just end mid there.
They were trying. SMSU with the Swain has amazing wave clear. And Syracuse, they clear the wave like butter, so they needed another lane to be pushed in.
Oh, looks like SMSU is going to get the win here for sure.
SMSU, despite being down
15 kills and
1,400 gold, they close out the game as a win.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, but I mean, congrats to SMSU for taking the dub.
That just goes to show never, ever quit, despite how bad a game looks for you. All right, so we're going to go to a break for our next game. We look forward to having you back for another great game here at SMSU.
Hey there, it's Big Alan Strumstrike, back from a break. Looking at the draft here, we have hard engage from CUNE. Insanely hard engage. CC City, you may say.
And then from SMSU, we have a front-to-back team fight comp. Malzahar fits in here kind of weird. He's very, very single-target oriented when it comes to team fights, which isn't exactly what you want with a Seraphine and an MF on the field.
But Malzahar ult on the Lilia is definitely going to be a problem for her. I think that's the only place the Malzahar fits in. And of course Malzahar ult is just a good ability, but it's still a little awkward in this team comp for sure.
From the interesting lines, SMSU did ban out the Kaisa. They were sick and tired of that.
They were not happy about that at all.
Interestingly enough, CUNE did ban out Swain.
Yeah, that's a little strange to me. I thought the Swain was okay, but he wasn't like a gigantic problem that they felt the need to ban out, I feel like.
I think the reason why they banned out Swain was for people like Leona and Pantheon who need to go in, and they don't have reliable ways to get out. Standing in a Swain ult is the worst thing you can do.
It's a good point, definitely. Still think it's a bit odd, but
the Sivir ban makes complete sense.
Oh
the
yeah, Sivir
was so hard they had to focus her in
Sivir
every single fight.
Yeah, Sivir ended up tearing up that game at the end game, which allowed SMSU to take the win from the brinks, or from the depths. The brinks? The depths. There we go.
Yeah, when the enemy was knocking on their doorsteps, SMSU decided to knock back a little bit.
True. And they took the dub.
This is definitely going to be a more interesting game, considering that,
Yeah.
yet again, SMSU does not want their ADC, again, to get engaged on.
Yeah, and I think that'll be pretty hard with the Leona, Pantheon, Ashe, Lilia.
Everyone on that team is out to get that MF before she starts doing her MF things.
I know. Definitely,
Leona personally is my favorite support to play because once she's on top of someone, they're not moving. She can kill anyone when she's full tank because of how low cooldowns her CC is.
oh, my favorite support, Nami. I love Nami. Not super relevant, but man, Nami is fun.
SMSU grouped in a single bush. What are they doing?
Looking to prevent an invade. 5-stack the bush. It's a good play.
But there's zero vision on that top buff. Lilia could go in and steal that if she wants.
Could see Lilia steal the Raptors here. Lilia's level 1 on the Raptors is excellent. Basically one-shots the entire camp.
Shen's getting ready to walk back top lane since nothing did develop. Leona just showing off her recall.
How do you think this early game is going to go?
It definitely, the bot lane, SMSU has it with 2 poke, like MF and Seraphine, into a Leona Ashe. Leona does not really come online until she meets Mythic in order to survive and engage, especially with a Jarvan around. I also think Lilia loses into Jarvan early.
Oh, yeah, Lilia gets crushed by Jarvan early.
Lilia needs time so that she can, because she's kite heavy. She needs to kite, and she doesn't have the cooldowns necessary to kite properly early.
I think if Lilia ever starts to out-tempo Jarvan. Oh, looks like Jarvan's going for a bot gank. Walking over a ward. Goes to the level 2. Leona flashes.
I think the way that Malzahar can determine who wins this lane is if he just hard shoves Pantheon under turret. Pantheon does not have great wave clear, so putting him under turret puts him at a disadvantage.
I agree, but Malzahar definitely needs a few levels in his E to be able to do that. Shen goes for a trade on the Mordekaiser. It looks like he's getting all in. Has to flash out.
It's hard to trade a Mordekaiser unless he misses everything.
I think Shen's short trades on Mordekaiser are very good, though. Just walk up to him, QQE away. It's like half of his health. Shen does a ton of damage early game. Flash comes out on the Leona. Exhaust. Leona runs away. Ashe is looking for a little trade back. Nothing happens. Some summoners out of bot lane. No sums on the Misfortune. Flash and heal out of the Ashe in the Leona. Leona flash, Ashe heal. Looks like the Shen's getting pushed in.
They're definitely hitting Leona at her weakest, which is this early game before she can tank up. She can't really survive engages like that for too long. The bounce.
The crit bounce.
Most of it absorbed by Leona's bone plating, though.
Ooh, another E hits on the Shen. Big damage coming out on him. So far in this game, about a 500 gold lead on CUNE. 500, yeah. That's just the farm numbers talking. Mid lane's losing quite a bit on farm, so is top lane. Bot lane's relatively even. But Ashe is just a smidgen ahead of Misfortune.
Yeah, I don't think mid lane I don't think the Malzahar intentionally put his space disease on Pantheon. I'm pretty sure he's trying to hit a minion with that. He's trying to shove that wave because it's in a bad spot for him.
Mm-hmm. I think the tier start on Malzahar is a little strange. I think Malzahar much prefers a D-ring.
D-ring is definitely the ideal, that mana regen. Without mana, he can't do anything.
You don't even build Seraphs on Malzahar. He doesn't even need it. Shen E's away.
He's actually using his E as poke.
I think that's a bit strange. But
Shen's playing back after realizing that Mordekaiser was winning those trades. But the Q landing.
It's very unfortunate playing tanks into Mordekaiser. It's not very fun. Big damage on the Malzahar. And he's also out of mana.
What Malzahar should do is use his E on those minions. Yeah, he might miss some of them, but if they die while affected by his E, he regens mana.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
If they die while affected, they bounce to another one, and he gets like 31 mana back.
Wow. That's insane, actually. Still not too much action happening in this game, though. Junglers are even on farm.
Shen has ult, which means that his entire team is a lot safer right now.
Oh, absolutely. I think almost any fight SMSU takes should be in their favor at this point. In the bot side, anyway. CUNE's gold lead is slowly trickling up to about 800 right now. 10 farm up on the mid lane against the Malzahar. Gank comes in from the Jarvan. Leona's peeling the Ashe. Ashe might die. The exhaust comes out on the Ashe. One more auto. Boom.
First blood for
Lilia with the counter gank. Oh, you're too low, Lilia. Oh, 2 kills on the Seraphine. And it looks like Darkus pops the barrier.
Flash Ignite from Pantheon and got nothing out of it. Oh, there's
Wait, what?
Pantheon.
I didn't even see it on the screen. I didn't see the animation.
That was absolutely filthy.
Oh, that was disgusting. How did he even see him? I guess good guess.
Well, the thing is, Malzahar was low enough that any tick of that R would have killed him.
The Ignite. He saw him because of the Ignite on him. Oh.
And even if Malz moved away from that spear, he was still dead after Pantheon comes crashing to the ground.
Excellent play by Pantheon. Crazy R.
Interesting use of his R. It's definitely rare to see a Pantheon finish someone off like that.
Oh, especially with the... Yeah. Very, very weird.
Lilia going back to farming after losing a fight like that. That's all she can do.
Mid lane catching up on farm. Those points in the E are starting to matter now, for sure.
Malzahar is a farming champ. It is hard to keep up with him in farm once he gets going.
Bot lane's starting a slow push. CUNE's bot lane. Not too much happening on the map right now. About 20 CS up in the top lane. SMSU now has a 1k gold lead off of that fight in the bot lane. Very impactful for SMSU. Malzahar is starting to go crazy in the mid lane. A little bit of vision control.
Summon Arrow is one of the best runes on Malzahar. 'Cause he
Okay.
gets Shen walking away, actually winning a trade. That's
Little
the
short
first trade.
Little short trade.
But Mordekaiser heals a lot of that back from that W.
True. And Malz is just going to perma-push this Pantheon and making it extremely hard for the Pantheon to roam with his ultimate. He'll have to decide whether or not to... Ooh, big
the
damage.
bounce.
Big damage.
That was taking a chunk out of Ashe.
We have 6s in the bot lane. This should be a very strong point for Ashe Leona.
And Lilia crashing in on mid, trying to pick up this Malzahar.
No, it doesn't look like.
Doesn't look like it was going to work out. Malzahar does have vision in the bot lane river and the top lane river.
Ooh, maybe. Jarvan's looking for a dragon, maybe?
Jarvan, I think, is trying to get behind this Ashe.
Oh, he is.
He has ult. She's not going to run.
Nash has
doesn't have
no
flash up.
flash. That's
She
a
is
dead
stuck in
Ashe.
here, and the Seraphine ult comes out.
A little overkill on the Seraphine ult, but it works. It works.
Sometimes you got to kill him dead.
True.
Malzahar just perma-shoving, and there's nothing this Pantheon can do to stop him with that spell shield.
Maybe that was it. Maybe it was the counter pick.
It's really nice into roaming champs to have someone who can just constantly shove.
Oh, I know.
The only issue is when Teamfights comes out, that Pantheon is going to be destructive.
Pantheon will be a bit of a menace.
Pantheon is now letting Malzahar get free farm, trying to stop this dragon play.
Looks like Lilia's gonna... E goes wide. Lilia has flash. This might be a... Oh.
Misfortune ult coming out, and they took her
Lilia
out.
dies. Looks like Pantheon's next. Pantheon gets taken out. Shen ult comes through. Red team gets the dragon. Ooh, beautiful taunt by Elemental Horse into a kill on the Ashe. SMSU now has a 3k gold lead. That was a sweep for SMSU. Shen pick coming in clutch, leading to about 2 kills.
Despite Mord starting to get plating up top, this was definitely worth it. Now the bot lane has pressure. That MF getting plating means a whole lot. Lilia Bowling Ball was starting to come down the bot lane, but hit a turret.
Pretty...
Mordekaiser grabbed 2 plating from the top lane. Jarvan going back to farming with the absolute confidence that he's done 2 great fights already.
Good score on the Jarvan. He's starting to snowball. With the Gore Drinker build, it's...
What's good is since Mouse is playing this passive, Pantheon's not able to snowball like he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Pantheon loves those early kills. And he
Ooh, the
overextended
bait.
for
The
fight.
bait. That's a
And
dead...
it's
That's a...
kill on Pantheon. Leo was
Pantheon
thinking about
knows.
going in, but realized her partner was already dead.
Mm-hmm. Trade onto the Mordekaiser. Oh, it looks like Elemental Horse might get all in here. He runs away. He knows he doesn't win that. Ooh, Ashe getting poked down.
The power of Seraphine. Her poke is insane.
I'm surprised they're not just going for the Rift Herald there. I guess they have no top prio. I wouldn't be surprised to see SMSU support roam up to that Rift Herald right now.
Seraphine is decent at pressuring other lanes. She does not have to just stay in the bot lane, especially when... But, again, Leona will probably wait for the second Seraphine's out of sight to just all in.
Yeah. Especially... Oh, no, Leona doesn't have flash up.
But all she needs is Solar Flare.
True. Miss Fortune does have Flash, though. Looks like
Jarvan
Jarvan's looking for the Lilia.
Mordekaiser going
Flash
hunting.
comes out. E goes wide on the Lilia. Gets slept. Oh, misses the Q. Messes up the Blast Cone, though. Okay. Darkus picks up the kill on the Lilia. Looks like Mordekaiser can't move, unfortunately. Pantheon joins the fight. They're looking for it. They're looking for it. Jarvan ult comes out. Flash comes out of... Oh, big. It looks like Pajamas dies for that, though. Gives the shutdown to the Pantheon. Ashe ult comes out. I don't know if they can do anything about that. Or, like, do anything with it.
Yeah, Leona, it's just Seraphine's so healthy that it won't be worth it. It would turn into a 1 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
There are no ults in the bot lane, though, so there's nothing to clean it up with.
Dark is getting some tower plating. Seraphine bonking the Leona.
Pantheon is looking bot for his grand starfall. If they don't back off soon, they're going to meet a terrible surprise. Pantheon deciding to go mid after seeing the bot lane starting to back.
Looks like Lily is doing Krugs. Both bot laners are backing right now on an even wave state. Malzahar is starting to catch up in farm with the Pantheon. Well, not get higher farm, not catch up. And unfortunately, the Shen is a down about 30 farm. But the misfortune is about 30 farm up on the Ashe, so that makes up for it. SMSU is definitely in a winning position this game. About 6k gold ahead now.
But here's something they learned from the last game, that it doesn't matter how ahead you are. If you misplay once, it could cost you the entire game.
Oh, absolutely. SMSU isn't getting this win scot-free just because of a good early game. Looks like Jarvan and Pantheon are both looking for the bot lane. Lily is farming top side. If Mal's if Mal's responds in
Starfall in the bot lane.
Oh, big! Oh, big misfortune ult. Looks like.
And then that's a mid turret gone too.
Wowza.
And a bot turret. Man, SMSU is showing their dominance. They were not appreciative of how last game was starting out for them, and they're showing it.
Looks like a dragon for SMSU as well. Let's see, that'll be a Hex Dragon, which is ability haste and out of combat movement speed, I believe.
No, it's attack speed.
Oh, it's attack speed and ability haste. That's what it was. I think isn't Cloud Dragon out of combat movement speed?
Cloud Dragon is. They made it more useless than it already was.
They're looking for the Lilia.
And Lilia is picked in her own jungle. Jarvan said, "This is my jungle now."
Fearful Shadow clearing out some vision. Darkus goes for the roam on the Mordekaiser.
Darkus holding the suppression.
Yeah, I don't think that would have killed the Mord, unfortunately.
Shen is backing. He probably does have his Sunfire.
Or I think Shen goes Frostfire, actually.
Either or.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, he went Frostfire.
It is Frostfire.
And Mord now has his Mythic as well.
Oh, it looks like Mal's gets slept. Oh, you are not moving, my friend. Oh, wait.
The stopwatch comes out.
Seraph. Oh, unfortunate.
The Pantheon Spear.
I think that stopwatch might have actually resulted in him dying there.
I think he was dead either way. He just made them waste more time.
I don't think so, actually. I think if he, because if you saw the way they play, I think if he just kept moving, like after the flash, I think they would have just not killed him. But I'm not sure.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know. Correct. Oh, big Seraphine ult. And they clean up that fight. Shen ult comes through a little late. Oh, the flash comes out. Flash from Leona. Looks like a dive angle. Leona's dead. Pajamas is dead as well. Gives the shutdown to Leona. Elemental Horse taking some damage, but Jarvan gets the Black Cleaver. 2 items at 17 minutes. Whoa, mama.
SMSU is up 8,000 gold now. We're looking at a sizable lead. They are running this rift Mordekaiser desperately trying to farm under turret.
Fearful Shadow and Devoted Darkest looking for a roam on the top lane.
If they can force this Mord out of lane, they can definitely grab this top turret.
Oh, looks like they're just looking for the turret. Or not? I have no idea what's happening.
Ooh, Shen overstaying Shen.
Leona! Oh! He dodges everything!
Except the bowling ball of doom.
Oh, it looks like Shen might still be dead here. Unfortunate.
That's the problem. If Lilia hits her abilities, you're not getting away from her.
Yeah. But this is looking big. No, nothing comes out of it, though, unfortunately.
They did get a Pantheon Flash. That does mean a lot.
That does mean a lot for this Baron or a Rift Herald fight that's coming up here. Hoping to see maybe our first 5v5. J4 EQ goes wide. Looking to disengage from this. Oh, Seraphine totally misses. Looks like that's CUNE's cue to go in. But oh my goodness, that MF ult goes insane. Pajamas 1v1ing the Mordekaiser and his ult.
What Gaia Fail is doing walking by the Mordekaiser, I don't know. But
Oh, no, it was the Mordekaiser ult.
Oh.
Triple kill. Quadra kill. Quadra kill. Oh, Penta. Penta. The Leona's over there.
The Leona backed away, but
No.
Gaia Fail takes away a quadra kill from that fight.
Unfortunate. No Penta.
Nothing breaks my heart more than a Penta that could have happened.
I know.
Ash picking up a far side alteration, trying to figure out what is going on in this rift. SMSU is definitely winning this vision game.
Oh, yeah. Well, comparing vision scores, it's actually pretty even.
It's less about the vision itself and more about the effectiveness of the vision.
That
As
is-
you can see, forgot the school.
CUNE.
CUNE, they placed 4 of their wards within a few movement places
Yeah, I
of each
see
other,
that.
which doesn't really help.
And,
Because you already know that someone's there.
Looking for a pick. Nothing happens to the Misfortune. And now SMSU is establishing relevant vision around the dragon, it appears. Grouping as 5 with
Why?
the Misfortune.
YSDNU
CUNE.
CUNE, my
You
bad.
got this. You can do it.
Woo. YCUNE, it has 4 of their team topside. I won't know, especially when Infernal Dragon's coming up.
Okay,
Malzahar's
Lilia
suppression
gets
coming out
ulted.
under turret,
Very clean.
and that's another free dragon.
SMSU takes a 9k gold lead, a 3 dragon lead, a Rift Herald lead. Or is it a 2 Rift Herald lead? Did they get the first? Yeah, they got the first Herald. Now they have this one. 2 Rift Heralds. It looks like 3 dragons. 2 towers. 9k gold.
This is their map.
SMSU is looking really, really good right now. Malzahar gets his Seraph's Embrace here.
Looks like they're sending everyone mid, especially since Mordekaiser's still top. That means that this is still a 5v4.
Very good for SMSU. Although they don't have the Malzahar suppression.
Well,
That could be a bit detrimental, but
But with the Seraphine Charm and the Misfortune all, that's still really big.
and they get the tier 2 mid lane. Looks like a kill on Lilia. Maybe a kill on Pantheon as well. The Malzahar suppression comes back up. Misfortune ults the wave. Jarvanel comes out on the Leona. That's another triple. And the space goo.
It's this is disgusting. This was a great game.
This
for
looks
the
like, oh, it'll be
Misfortune.
GG's.
This is a
Is this
wrap.
GG's?
Mordekaiser's the only one who's able to defend.
It looks like
and Mordekaiser's
Mordekaiser-
about to go down, trying to defend to the last. Jarvan picks up the ace.
Wow. 22-minute win from SMSU, ending the game with a 12,000 gold lead. Absolutely bonkers performance from the Jarvan this game, having 28 out of 28 kill participation.
SMSU took that first game personally.
Oh, yeah. Wild performance from the Jarvan there. I'm very impressed with that.
And so SMSU takes the first game of the season.
Woo! Go Mustangs.
Let's ride.
That was a great game.
Now, we had some thoughts about the Malzahar pick. We were slightly doubtful about that Malzahar pick, but those suppressions did come in clutch with some of the fights. They delayed some of the engage.
I think the most important part of that Malzahar pick was the fact that it kept Pantheon in line. Pantheon, I don't think he ulted bot lane or top lane the entire game because he constantly had waves coming into his tower and there was nothing he could do about it.
Exactly, and again, Ash and Leo, they didn't need those. They can't take those early fights. Leona cannot fight very well early because she can't survive it. SMSU did a good job of forcing those fights with the early Jarvan gank, which snowballed their bot lane into completely dominating that lane.
And then the best part about the whole thing was the Pantheon couldn't roam to the Ash Leona bot lane, which is like the perfect lane to roam to. That's a dream scenario for a Pantheon. And just never allowed to because of the Malzahar wave clear, which is absolutely absurd.
Well played by SMSU.
Surprisingly good pick. Seemed a little awkward, but it ended up working out really well.
All right. So that's all for League of Legends, but we do have Rocket League on Friday. Come back and let's cheer on the SMSU for another victory. 6 p.m. and look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.